Hello everyone, it's Moran aka Starseed Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a flip through and first impression of a deck that has been sent to me for review, and this is the Black Tarot. So it's by the company called Brigh. You can find them on Instagram. They are a company in the US, and they have different decks, and they sent me this one for review. The artist is Victoria Eva. She's a Russian artist. You can also find her on Instagram at blackart.victoria. So just a few things before I show you the cards and everything. So I just want to say that it's a very dark deck. Like you can see from the box, it's a very dark deck and some imageries could be triggering to some people. So if you are easily triggered by imageries and you not necessarily want to be triggered, I would advise you not to watch this flip through, because as I said, some of the cards can be triggering. I know some of the cards just sparked some emotions in me when I first watched the cards, so it could do that to other people as well. So yeah, if you're easily triggered and triggered by imagery, I would tell you not to go ahead and watch the flip through, but otherwise you can stay and have a look at the cards, because it's a very interesting and very unique deck, and I'm super happy to have it in my collection. So it comes in this tuck box, normal tuck box. On the back it says, "Enter the darkness of the Black Tarot, where sparks of light punctuate the midnight realm. From the incredible imagination of artist Victoria Eva, these 78 cards will offer you penetrating insight into the depth of your mind and soul." And honestly, this is true, because this is very it's a very dark deck and it goes deep. I think it could be very good for shadow work, this deck. I actually think, yeah, this is probably one of the best shadow work deck that you will be able to find, to be honest. So yeah, let's go ahead and open the box. And another thing that I want to say as well is, if you like the deck, I will put a link down below in the description box, so you can purchase the deck. I have a discount code that gives you 20% off this deck or any other decks from Brigh that you can use. So I will put the link to the website, and then I will put the code as well in the description box below, so you can get the discount. Just to let you know that I do receive a commission as well if you purchase the deck through my code. So just wanted to put that in there. So if you like this deck, you can purchase it for a cheaper price. So it comes with a guidebook there that is 86 pages, sorry. So a little guidebook that says, "Based on the tarot interpretation of Arthur Edward Waite, modified, expanded and edited by Philip Young, PhD." You have this there, we're gonna have a look at it, and then you have the cards. So for the guidebook, you have a little introduction about tarot itself. Then you have a description of the deck. It's been renamed, so water and all the elements, you know, like fire, cups, air, blah blah blah, it's been renamed. So I think now is in this deck the so let me check. I think it's cups, spheres, and then swords is normal, and then wands I think is normal as well, but we're gonna have a look. But yeah, I know the pentacle suit has been renamed as spheres. And then you have spreading the cards, then you have different spreads here, and then some tips to get familiar with your deck. And then we have the major arcana. So for each major arcana you have a picture of the deck, of the card, sorry, there. Then you have the meaning, of the card, and then you have the symbolism, which is very good. I really like this because it's explaining what's happening in the card, so it's explaining the artist's interpretation of the Fool and the artist why it's depicted this way, and it's actually very good because like some of the cards are a little bit, you don't really understand what's happening, but because you have the symbology explained, or the symbolism in the guidebook, is very good. So then you have the upright meaning, and then you also have the reversed meaning. And then for the minors, you have an explanation of the suit first, and then it goes into every card of the suit. So you have the a small picture of the card, and then you have the meaning again, and then the symbolism, so again a description of the art really and what it represents, and then you have the upright meaning and reversed meaning, and that's it for the minor arcana. It's a deck that is basically based on like darkness and light, so there's a lot of this in the deck, this kind of balance between light and dark, but it's still a very dark deck, but it's very interesting and I absolutely love it. So it's edged like this in all black. This is the back of the card, kind of this watery thing. Cardstock is good. It's a bit thick, so I don't really know. I think it will be more than 350 GSM. I think it's more on the 40. It's kind of a matte finish, I would say. It's a matte finish, so it's not glossy. It's very matte finish. So we're gonna go through the cards now, and you're gonna see how this can be used as a shadow work deck. And then I will do at the end, I will just shuffle the cards a little bit and do a reading, so I can show you how it's explained in the book, everything, and it's so good. So here we have the Fool, so we have this figure here, and then we have this kind of dog skeleton type of thing. So again, as I said, like it's very dark, it's a very dark deck. So we have the Magician here, where you have again, you know, this darkness and then this light there. Then we have the High Priestess, which looks like kind of skeleton figure type of thing, and then you have some type of moon behind. Then we have the Empress, so we have this kind of thing there with, like, the description in the guidebook of this card is also very good. I'm gonna have to show you guys because it's such a unique deck. It's very hard to like describe what you see without having an explanation, you know what I mean? So for the Empress, for example, it says, a female figure prepares to swallow the light in order to nourish her child. Even in darkness, the light is necessary for life. She does what is necessary to grow and protect her unborn offspring. So it's this kind of figure that is ready to swallow the light because it's needed for her child, you know. And then you have the upright meaning, which is nurturing, abundance, feminine, divine, sovereignty over the natural order. And then the reverse meaning is hardships, scarcity, bareness, and neediness. And the meaning is like the Empress represents the feminine divine, the essence of beauty, abundance, and nourishment. The Empress archetype is the third encounter for the Fool, teaching you about the natural world, how to care for the world, how to nurture yourself, and how to care for others. So you have all the meanings of the cards, you know, like it's very good in the guidebook. And you also have a description of the artwork. So that's the Emperor. That's the Hierophant. So this card, for example, you have this kind of figure that is holding his head in his hands, and in the guidebook it's explaining like there's so much knowledge in the Hierophant's kind of brain that it needs to be contained and shared. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very interesting deck, and like I'm super happy to have received it. So thank you, Brigh, again for sending this. The Chariot there, so you have the Chariot, you can see here. Then we have here strength, the hermit, the wheel of fortune with the different planets, and like it's explained in the guidebook as well, everything. Justice with black and white there. The hanged man, sorry. Death. Then we have temperance, where you have the moon here, something like a moon here and a moon here. Then we have the devil. Then we have here the tower, where you can see some people falling from the tower. Then we have the star, the moon, the sun, which you can see all the planets around the sun. We have judgment with this figure here, kind of being dragged out by this kind of tornado thing. The world, like with this kind of, so in the guidebook again it's explained this is like a cosmic egg that is releasing everything, so it's representing the end of a form and the beginning of a new one kind of thing, which is the representation of the world. So it's super interesting. The way it's been done is super clever, and the art to me is very good. Then we have the first suit, which is wands, so you have the ace of wands there, the two of wands, the three of wands, the four of wands, the five of wands, the six of wands, the seven of wands, the eight of wands, the nine of wands, the 10 of wands, and then we have the court card. So the first one is the page of wands, the knight of wands. It's kind of hard to see where the knight is, but if you have the card with you, you can see this is the horse head, then his neck, and then his shape there, and then you have the knight here. I love this Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands makes me think about the Phoenix in X-Men. King of Wands. Then we have the Pentacle, which is the spheres. As I said, it was renamed. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Spheres, the Three of Spheres, where you have this little human figure there, and then a bigger one. The Four of Spheres, 5, 6, the 7 of Spheres, where we have this being there on a tree and all the spheres are there. The 8 of Spheres, the 9 of Spheres, and the 10 of Spheres. And then we have the court for the spheres. So we have the page of spheres, the knight. It's a little bit easier to see this one than the previous one, so you have the kind of human figure there, and then you have this rhinoceros there, and you have the pentacle there, well, the sphere. Then the queen of spheres. So you can see this is her face, and she has like all this hair, and then the king of spheres. So again, you can see his face there, and all this kind of like a tree man kind of thing. Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups. I love this card as well. This kind of mix between two energies, you know, feminine and masculine, and everything is entwined together. The Three of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups. I also like this card, this kind of sphere here that could makes me think about like looking into the past, you know, like using a crystal ball to look into the past. I just love this deck. I just think it's been well done. The Eight of Cups. I love this card as well, you know, running away from a situation. The Nine of Cups, which is bright, and the Ten of Cups, which is like one of the brightest cards in the deck, so makes sense. And then we have the cards. So the Page of Cups, which is this kind of mermaid kind of thing. Then we have the Knight of Cups, with this knight walking on the water. The Queen of Cups, again this kind of sea creature. And then we have the King of Cups. And then the last suit, the sword suit. So we have the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, keeping the balance, you know, this figure is keeping the balance on the two swords. The Three of Swords, which is one of my favorite cards. So it feels like this sword has cut this being in two, but then it reveals the light, so there's still hope, you know, there's still hope. Even if you're being cut in two, there's a light. Four of Swords, Five of Swords. So this one in the guidebook, for example, is described as this figure, you know, and then his head is replaced by a sword, kind of making him hard to see things clearly and understand things clearly, because everything is mixed in his head, and it's kind of representing this conflict aspect of the Five of Swords. Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, where you can see she's tied to a tree. Nine of Swords, with this figure like taking his hand into his head into his hands, sorry. And the Ten of Swords. And then we have the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and then finally the King of Swords. So that's it for the Black Tarot. So I'm just gonna shuffle quickly and do like a quick kind of reading, so you can see how it reads in the guidebook, because again it's super interesting to see how the art has been like depicted and why it's been depicted this way. And yeah, it's so good. The guidebook again makes it so worth to have this deck, and also because it's very dark. Even the guidebook is very dark, like the meanings and everything is quite dark. I think it will be a good deck for shadow work again. So yeah, I absolutely love this deck, but I understand it could be a challenging deck for people. So here we have the star. So let's have a look at how the star is described in the guidebook. It's a beautiful card already, it's a beautiful picture. So let's have a look. Star. So meaning, we have the star represents hope and vision for the future. What do we see as our life purpose, and how do we get to it? The star as an archetype is the 17th encounter for the Fool, indicating that we all need hope and optimism about the future. We need to have dreams to enjoy this life. symbolism, so how the card is depicted. A beautiful star lights the sky, sending energy tendrils out into the cosmos as strings of hope that pierce the darkness. So you can see there. So it's beautiful. Again, it's very much based on this light-dark aspect of the deck. Upright meaning is hope, inspiration, promise, purpose, and faith. And reverse meaning is doubts, confusion, delusion, and despair. So yeah, that's the Black Tarot by Brigh that they sent to me for review. So thank you very much, Brigh. If you like this deck, check the description box below, and you can get it for a cheaper price. You have 20% off if you use the code Starseed20 on their site, and you can buy this deck or you can buy any other decks that they have and use the code, and you will still get the discount. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.